Hello, who's there? Hi, Andrea.
Hi.
Hello.
Sorry, I literally just walked in the door, so um yeah. Um I'm gonna go and grab a glass of water and then come back to you. So but yeah, how are you? All right?
I'm
Uh,
good. I just walked in the door as well. I have to give my son a lift to Taekwondo at exactly this time.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm yeah, just come from my mum's. So but yeah, she's interesting. She's low on electrolytes and I've got to find out yet what. So but they've given her some tablets and well, it's not just, I think it's potassium supposed to be low on, but they haven't just given her potassium tablets. They've given her these tablets that have got all sorts of stuff in.
That's all they test for. All they test for is potassium, and it's actually the most dangerous one to take
Okay. Mm.
because just taking a salt water shot, like a teaspoon of Celtic sea salt and whatever in a small glass of water,
Yeah.
it usually balances out all the electrolytes. Otherwise, if it doesn't, I would say have a look at Richard Smith's electrolytes, Keto Pro.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I did buy those. I did get the fruity one, which was a bit naughty of me because I liked it. So
I know it's too nice, isn't it?
yeah. Yeah.
It's too nice. Get the crap one. Get the crap one with no flavoring.
Well, I noticed he's got one with added something or other that was 50% off, and I thought, and I wonder what that was. I'm trying to think, and it was something that they don't do now. And I thought, well, can't think what it was now. And I thought, oh, maybe I might order some fruited ones and some not fruited ones, just in case. But I used to just drink water and the sea salt, but I don't know. I just thought, oh, this would be nice to actually have some actual electrolytes. But while I'm talking to you, then I'll forget my drink for now.
Okay.
I'm considering getting some vitamin D supplements because I watched. I've got my notes handy. There was a video, and I sent you a message about um, if you're low in vitamin B, you're best taking them all because they work together. Um, and again, I was thinking, well, is liver? What does liver have in it? Does that would that just balance out all the B's?
Yeah.
Because that would heal the gut. I wouldn't have to go and buy any. Because I looked at the supplements in the shop, and it was like the something 100. There's a 50 and a 100. I haven't got my notes handy. Hang on, let me grab it. Oh dear.
Yeah, the B vitamins that you get in the shops, they're not bioavailable.
Right.
It doesn't really work. And the D vits as well, they're not really bioavailable.
Yeah.
Much better if you really feel that you need more D in the winter, get a full spectrum sunbed or something.
Well, I've got a full spectrum light from Bon Charge. I don't know if that's supposed to help you. You know, it's like a full spectrum bulb, and I've also got the red light as well. So, because I thought, well, I don't know what these are supposed to do, but I'm going to try everything I can because everything's at stake for me at the moment. If I don't get back on my feet, so my whole life's turning upside down.
Well, the full spectrum bulbs, I think, are very different from the full spectrum actual sunbed.
Okay, right. So
So if you can get one of those, it's much better coming in through the skin. And then, whether you take the sun or whether you take one of those sunbeds,
yeah,
don't shower, don't wash it off
yeah.
for hours because
Okay,
it gets created on the skin and then gets drawn in. So, all these people who go out sunbathing and then go in for a shower, they've lost it all off the skin.
right. Yeah.
So do it that way because the D supplements are crap. They're full of deuterium. They're not bioavailable, and they probably have some crap in that keeps the gut leaky. So
Yeah.
we've all got to protect our guts, get things in through the skin if you have to.
Because I was looking at what was it now? It was what's she called now? Hang on. Dr. Gominac, a neurologist, and there's an interesting video, and she was talking about a lot of her clients have like they've had symptoms of burning hands and feet. And I need to re-look at the video to see exactly. Sometimes you have to listen to them twice to fully, you know, or stop it or look at the transcript. But so she was mentioning about the B vitamins and said if you're really low, take the B100 for 3 months, but then stop it, then don't take anymore or something. So but that could be I think that might have been a reason behind the burning the hands and feet because I've literally had like tingling and hurting hands and feet, and I'm thinking, what what's going on? And yeah, there was a suspect that I might have had a stroke as well. This was just a GP I know in Norway, and she said she thought she read something. It was in Norwegian, so I was like, there's lots of technical stuff. But then I'm not convinced, but I know I've been having like unusual heart rhythms and stuff like that. So much more going on, for me within the last year. It's crazy, but I think, um, yeah, I'm sort of desperate to heal as much as I can. If I could just get into the sunshine, that would be wonderful. But like you say, if we could get what was it, a sun,
Well, there's places you can go to if you check it out, whether they're really full spectrum, truly full spectrum,
mm,
and go in there and take sessions. I don't mean buy yourself an actual sunbed; they cost a fortune.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But the full spectrum ones can do that. And all these little symptoms, if you just get everything right
yeah,
and be patient, these things tend to die down. It's probably more stressful chasing around the individual symptoms,
mm,
unless you've broken your leg and you got a bone sticking out, it's obvious.
yeah.
These guys just get really misleading, with their diagnoses and stuff. But
Because
to cover the B vitamins really seriously, liver has it all.
that's what I was wondering. I thought, well, the liver's cheapest,
Yeah.
and I am actually okay at eating it. I put some in some. I bought the best olive oil I could get. It's found some at a good price. So or fat, the Britannia one. It's the only one I found. Although I have just found, I've not tried it yet. Holland and Barrett, which they do some good stuff. They in fact I might go and get it and show people. It's tallow. It's Hunter and Gather company that
Oh,
sell.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. Yeah.
So there was an offer on, so I thought I'll get some of that. Um, and yeah, so I want to try it with that. But liver, yeah, for the beaver. I mean,
Yeah.
where can you find out what meats have what in? Because somebody must have done the research on this, and obviously it depends how much you cook it. But what in its raw state, if it was like what's the average nutrient value of different things, because that's what we need to have as actual evidence to shove in people's face and go, well, okay, well, I'll compare my shopping to yours. Mine works out far more value for nutrition. Never mind, obviously I don't believe in calories, because the body doesn't go, oh, can I have some calories, please? It just wants nutrition, doesn't it?
I remember when I used to push a whole trolley around supermarkets and fill it up.
Yeah,
Now I see people doing that. And
yeah.
if we do go to a supermarket and not a local farm, I've got a basket
Mm,
and they've got an enormous trolley and I'm waiting for hours behind them at the checkout. And I
yeah.
think actually my little basket has got more nutrition than all of your whole
Mm,
trolley.
yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
don't even worry about it. I just actually okay,
Sometimes,
no, hang on. There's something in the chat that's pretty cool here actually.
yeah, yeah.
Because you said how do you find out what meat
What?
has got what in?
Yeah,
Well, ruminant meat has everything in that you need to stay healthy,
right.
right? But there's a good point here that yes, there can be more in pork if it's B1, if it's thiamine. Do you need that though? Are you sure you've got, you've got a thiamine deficiency. It's a good point, Gina. Um, so I'm just going to call you Joag this evening. Honestly, I did these ridiculous names in the that people put up. Right, thiamine, zero point 0.2 milligrams in 8 grams of beef liver. I'm not sure if this is reliable. Yeah, but okay, look, if you know you have a thiamine deficiency, which is, if you got beriberi or dry or wet beriberi or something like that, go and check out my friend Elliot Overton's channel, um,
Okay.
EO Nutrition.
E,
EO Nutrition, one word. And
mhm,
he is probably the world authority, I'd say, on thiamine and issues with it and how to supplement with it if you know you need it. But we read all this stuff, and maybe some of us do need some thiamine supplement or something if you've been a raging alcoholic or something like that that pulls the B vitamins out.
yeah.
But if you haven't, do you really know that you need it? Have you been tested for it? Otherwise you're going to be chasing around supplements, spending a fortune on these supplements, and then you get down the rabbit hole of which is the best version of thiamine and which is the most
Most,
absorbable, whether it's lithiamine or this or that. Now, it's in meat,
mm,
and sometimes somebody who needs a load can supplement with it and boost it up quickly.
mm.
But if you're just patient, then and eat ruminant meat only, it's all going to balance out in the end because actually an overdose of thiamine can be as bad as a deficiency in thiamine.
Because it was saying on when I was reading on one of the bottles, because I like to read everything. And it said, and if you have too much, I don't know, it was one of the B vitamins, it can cause burning hands and feet. So I was like, so if it's supposed to cure it, the B vitamins, but then it can cause it if you have too much. So yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
well, this is another reason to go with nature and just, in the healing phase, eat some organ meats that are higher in all of these things and just be patient. But,
Mm,
pork, yes, it's high in thiamine, but then again, it can have a problem for people who are autoimmune.
yeah,
So
like
you got to
me.
balance all this stuff out. Do you want to boost up your thiamine that you're not sure you're deficient in,
Mm.
or do you want to be pain free? You know,
No, it's not more about the pain because people say to people, so, oh, if you're in pain, just take painkillers. I said, no, my body's talking to me. I'm listening.
yeah,
And if it says don't do stuff today, just put your feet up and rest, I'm going to do that, if it's too painful. Or if I have to hobble across the room because I've it just some I don't know if it's just something I ate or because the problem is when I go to my mum's, she'll go, oh look, just have a little bit of this, and then I'll go on and I'll have a tiny little bit, and then afterwards I'll go, look at me.
yeah,
I had some
yeah.
I had some cherries, just a few cherries, and it was only 10 minutes, and I was in agony.
There
I was
you go. And probably I would say cherries are about the least inflammatory of any plant foods.
like, right,
That's a real example of how careful we have to be.
yeah, yeah, and I was like, I can't believe I've just and I think somebody did suggested that's right. If I don't know if it was which doctor was it? Anyway, it was it Sarah Myhill or something? Was it her? I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
she was saying about if you've got to have these things and you can't have them, but if you do have them, if you can't resist just having one, then don't have any. And I actually tried it with a chocolate because my mum had opened them for next Christmas. And I said, "We're not opening those, are we?" And I thought I'd test and see because she wanted to keep them for next Christmas, and she'd been in them. And I said, "Oh," so I said, "Right, I'll have one and you have one and see if you can resist." Right, because I've not had any since Christmas, and I thought, I'll go on, I'll have one and see if I can resist, and I did do it. And I thought, right, good girl, I can do it, but I'm not going to have any more because I know I tested myself to see whether I could do it, and I did. So, yeah, but no, these things are all there to keep us sick and earn money from us. So, but yeah,
Yeah, it depends if you can resist. I mean, one chocolate is not enough for me. I need a
Mm.
wheelbarrow full. So I
Okay.
don't have any. And one always leads to a wheelbarrow full.
Yeah,
So
it's
just
really hard.
don't do any, you know?
No, yeah, somebody who had some stored, and I found them a few months ago, and then they were all gone, and I was like, ah, and that was months ago now, and that's I thought that's it, no. So, but it's very hard, yeah, chocolate. Yeah. So,
I
but I
know.
don't know if there's any. I can't see the rest of the chat when I'm on it. I don't know if it's because I'm on an iPad, but
Uh,
if
I
there's
don't know.
anybody else wants to speak, just say.
But yeah, yeah, Gina,
Okay,
can you speak? You say you have an egg question.
let me just
Even
mute.
a hyphenated egg question, which seems a very serious one to me. What you got? Hi, Gina.
Oh, good evening.
Good.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you sort of breaking up a bit.
Okay, I stopped the video. Can you hear me better?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I could hear you before, but up to you.
Okay, I'm just changing the nappy of my baby. I think the video is not so interesting.
Okay.
And
There's
she's quite talkative
there's
at the
some
moment. I hope you can
there's some
understand
chocolate. There's some chocolate for us, eh? We don't need to see that. Sure.
Okay, so the egg question is,
Yeah.
I recently reintroduced egg yolks, and I thought I'll try them raw. Hey, let me talk. But how do you separate the egg white and the egg yolk without having any traces of egg white? Because I think I reacted, but maybe because it was not super clean. And I saw a video where they rolled the egg yolk over a paper towel, but I tried it and it didn't work. It broke and it was a
They
big mess.
burst. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, you probably got to buy about 2 packs of eggs or three, and then you roll them, and then they burst, and then maybe you'll get lucky with one of them. So it's a
Yeah.
bit of an expensive way to get one egg yolk. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I mean, I have tried it very well. You break the egg, and then you tip the white out from one shell, and then keep passing it between the two.
Yeah, I do that, but I have the feeling it still has traces of the egg white that I might be reactive
It
to.
does, you're right. And so what I do is I just fry it really quickly so the egg yolk is still like 90% liquid and then you can peel the white off. But that's the only way I've found. I've never found a way to completely avoid the white with a raw egg yolk. I don't know.
So then maybe rather cook it and then I can be sure that it's 100% egg white free, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because if you get most of the white off with the sort of swapping in the shell process, and then put it in, and fry it very quickly and put it the other side, then the white is solid, right? You take it out and then you can get the white off. That's
Yeah.
how I do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then back to the B1 because I recently saw a video of Dr. Berg and he was talking about peeing at night. And sometimes it's not due to a full bladder. And the thing is, I thought that I'm waking up at night because of my baby or because I have to pee, but actually, sometimes I wake up and I think it's the liver time between 1 and 3.
Yeah.
And it's not due to the baby. So the baby sleeps, and I don't really have to go super urgently to take a pee, but I'm awake.
Hmm.
Is that a liver sign or?
That's really difficult to tell. I mean, it could be a liver sign because, around that time is definitely liver time that can wake you up. But I don't know. I mean, how long have you slept before that? What kind of time do you go to bed?
Well, I go to bed at around 9 or 9:30, but then I'm still awake for a couple of hours. So I was sleeping 1 or 2 hours, but I don't have deep sleep since I gave birth. So it's only REM or dream sleep kind of.
Right. I do the same. If I go to bed about 9, I'm awake at about 2 o'clock, and then I'm probably awake until about 4 or 5. So maybe my liver's a bit trash, but I kind of enjoy it because it's the only time the house is quiet and I get to chill out. We got a screen on the front of the TV and blue blockers. I come downstairs and put the recliner thing out and watch a load of crap Netflix. That's my kind of recreation time between 2 and 4 or 5, and I don't worry about it. I mean, it's different for you because you've got the baby to consider, But I humans have always had biphasic sleep. There's a blog post, a Substack on my Substack about how to get a better night's sleep, and it goes into that, and just not to panic if you wake up at that time. And as far as peeing, I mean, I don't know. Um, Obviously, you don't have prostate problems unless unless you identify as a male, which anybody can do these days, which is ridiculous. But getting up to pee, I hear my missus getting up to pee at that time, then she comes back and she's snoring again in 5 minutes. I'm very envious of her. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. However, if you've had, okay, this is the way to think about it. This is the way I think about it anyway, that we have sleep cycles. You don't need to sleep 8 hours. Everybody's going, oh, everybody needs to sleep 8 hours. I don't see it like that. We have sleep cycles. A full sleep cycle for a human being is between about an hour 20 and an hour 40. And then you go through all the different levels of sleep. So I generally wake up after 3 sleep cycles. My sleep cycle is exactly 1 hour 20. If I have a sleep in the day, if I haven't slept at night, and I love a siesta, I never need to set an alarm. I know that I'll wake up at 1 hour 20, bang on, every time I look at the clock, as long as a postman doesn't knock on the door or my kids start shouting or something like that. So we need 5 of those for an ideal night's sleep. And it doesn't matter if they're broken up, although it is really good to get as much sleep in as you can get between, say, 10 in the evening and 2 in the morning. That's like what they call the angel train, isn't it? The best sleep. So around that time, if you can get like 3 of those sleep cycles in, that's the best. But then if you wake up, just don't panic about it because people lie in bed going, "Oh my God, I need to sleep. I can't fall asleep. I can't." Just give into it. Ancestrally, we did that. People would get up. They'd go to bed with the sun down, and then they'd wake up at midnight or 1 o'clock or something. They'd get up. They'd go around the fire. They'd tell stories, sing songs, make love, whatever they did around that time, and then go back to bed and then wake up with the sun again. And that's how we did it ancestrally, and that's absolutely cool to do. So I wouldn't worry too much about the amount of time exactly you're sleeping as how many sleep cycles you're getting in a 24-hour period. Because
Yeah,
sometimes these days, yeah, I only get 4. And so about midday, I love a siesta and I get my fifth one in between about midday and 20 past 1. And that's what I do.
it's not about the quality, it's not about the quantity, it's the quality, I
Yeah.
kind of I miss my deep sleep, but maybe it's also due to being a mom that you cannot really be fully asleep because you always have to pay attention that there's no lion coming eating your baby. And
That is
maybe
a
in the
good point.
past
That's a
after,
good point. Yeah. Very possibly.
right?
Yeah. So I don't know, while the baby's young, while the baby's feeding, that kind of thing, just absolutely do the best you can. It's never ideal, is it? I look back at those times when the kids were young and you just never really get enough sleep. But maybe put a couple of more locks on the door, get a couple of guards out there with high-powered rifles to keep the lions away and get some peace of mind.
Yeah, thanks.
Cool. Lisa, how are you doing?
Hey,
Hello. What's going on?
I'm doing good.
Cool.
Finally, after all these months, like, you know how people will do like a New Year's resolution type thing? For me, in my head, I was like, okay, this is the year that I am not gonna buy a single supplement, like nothing powdered, nothing capsuled, nothing, after looking back after all these years of all the money that I spent on all this crap that doesn't do anything in the first place. It's like, okay, I know that this is still um like perpetuating some of my gut issues, even, doing carnivore these last couple of years or carnivore, close to carnivore. So finally, after all this time, I was like, okay, I'm just not going to buy anything. And so just a couple days ago, I kind of finished up on the last couple things that I had. And I was like, I don't even need to finish this. Why am I, why am I even taking the rest of this when I can tell it's not necessarily doing anything? So I'm looking forward to that. So now from this point on, for the rest of the year, I'm just gonna not take anything. I'm not gonna buy the shiny new thing, whatever that may be. Um, so yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on how that goes. But
That's cool.
I have been eating liver, so I feel like as far as like diet-wise, things are pretty dialed in to be, nutrient dense enough that I wouldn't need anything else.
Yeah, you don't. I've just become hypnotized by your Dave Matthews t-shirt.
Yeah,
Because seriously, what a band, eh? Carter
absolutely.
Carter Beauford, probably my top three favorite drummers in the world. And he does it while chewing bubblegum and blowing bubbles the whole time. Impossibly complex playing. Excellent t-shirt.
Thank you.
I was watching him today, actually. I love watching Carter. He's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, liver's about the only supplement you need. That's about it. Um, Andrea, does include most vits, including vitamin D? Yes, it does, but you see, the requirement for vitamin D is very much similar to the requirement for vitamin C, in that if you don't eat any carbs, you don't need so much. And if you sort of follow an Inuit type diet, because they didn't get much sun, and so nature knows what it's doing. So up there, they're eating their diet, which is very high in vitamin D, that gives them enough vitamin D. And that would be, very high fat stuff and some fish. So if you want to get vitamin D from a dietary source, then get into high fat and get into introducing the odd small oily fish, and you'll be sorted. That's it, really, on vitamin D. Joseph, how you doing?
Good, and you, Phil?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Uh, so what can I tell you? So everything is going good so far. So right now I have been 95 days on carnivore and 45 on PKD.
Hmm.
So what happened? So 1 month ago, all my exons just comes to normal. So the T3 and T4 was normal at that time, 1 month ago. Now I am hypo, and it's what it's supposed to be. No, I am still taking the medication. My thyroid is not longer, uh, uh, so it's not longer burping, and it's no longer like beating. So the swelling is just reducing. I am not, I cannot feel it. I can see it, but I cannot feel it because before I just, yeah, with whatever I do, I did it. I just feel it whenever I eat something or something like that. Uh, so 1 week ago, I talked to my wife like, I am not feeling so good. I am feeling everything from hypo, like cold. I am feeling lethargy. I am feeling uh, um, my nails are broken. So yeah, all the symptoms. So I said to my wife, okay, I have to take the exam, the TT4 and TSH, and yeah, now I am hypo. So, because I am not going with Sophia, what I am doing right now is I'm reducing the medication 25%. I'm not sure is the best option. I'm not sure if I have to remove it completely. I have done it before, remove it completely, and it was not a good idea at that particular time. It was not
But
with
hang on,
PKA.
Joseph, when you removed it before,
Yeah, no,
what sort of,
everything.
yeah, but what sort of diet were you on when you removed it before?
I removed it 1 month and a half ago with 45 days of carnivore and also removed it before after 15 days of carnivore. So it was like twice on the carnivore side. But yeah, in those two, I was all the symptoms of hyperthyroidism was still there. So we're still there. So yeah, the heart, the palpitation, everything were still there. So yeah, I imagine that it was not sufficient time just to the body to recover. Uh, I have also did it what you suggested on December, that it was starting with the protocol of Borax. So I took Borax like 20 days, but I feel, I don't know, I read all the documents, they feel good to me, but I was a bit scared because it was at the same time that I removed the medication.
Mm.
So I just forgot about it and I said like, okay, I'm just going to take again the medication, put everything on back to normal and see what will happen. So now I'm rethinking about taking again the borax because I think that that should be have done something related with, you have told us before, with fluorides, bromides, or chlorines. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that it has done something remarkable there. Um,
Have you taken any iodine yet?
Yeah, I taken, but it was before. It was in
Right, right.
December, and all the symptoms aggravate. So it was
Yeah,
really
yeah,
difficult. So
they
it
will
was
do.
like, yeah, it was like 12 days of horrible things. My heart was again like 140. Everything was off.
Well, yeah.
So no, yeah, at that time I just decided, okay, I know I have to return back. I know that the diet is the correct thing. The other things are also correct things, but everything just in the amalgamate is just going in the wrong side. Um, but now, yeah, everything feels pretty good. I told to my wife, it's incredible. 45 days of PKD and everything resolves.
That's
So
fantastic. But if you've gone from hyper to hypo,
yeah,
there's only two reasons for that. One is that the thyroid's dead and it's been blown up, and the second reason is that you're healing. It depends. Where's your TSH?
the TSH is still just below 0.005. So
It
that is
just
not TSH.
yeah.
So what I imagine, or what I guess, just following everything that you have said before, and also what Sheffield said before about the autoimmune disease, is that, oh, my understanding is now my body is not attacking anymore the thyroid. There should be something there still because the inflammation is still there, but it is curing. It is just doing the healing process. My second thought is that it's not completely dead because that's also another possibility. Just the thyroid cells are not doing a good job. But I don't think so because I think that if that's the case, I will feel much worse than what I am feeling right now. I can do things. I can do exercise. I can walk. I can do almost everything, but just with the hypothyroidism symptoms. But I imagine that because I am still taking 10 milligrams of methimazole, that is the drug that I took, that I take, uh, it is just so much. And my body is saying like, okay, you are taking so much, you are just decreasing the T3 and T4 that the thyroid can produce. And now I don't have any iodine just to produce enough T3 and T4 in my understanding, or here's my guess that is happening here. Well, what do you think? Because the other option is what you said before, is Spain to Sofia. That is something that I have in my list. If nothing resolved and everything goes worst, maybe I will do it that way. But yeah, now it feels to me that everything is working as far as I can tell.
Well, it takes time to turn these things around. Like
Yeah,
45 days, that's brilliant. I mean, you've already had results, but it takes decades to get into these issues, right?
yeah,
So it
I
can
know,
take
I
a
know.
while for it to turn around. And then there's also the issue of whether there's any oxalates lodged in the thyroid as well, because that's another issue that can happen. But Sophia, I mean, yeah, absolutely brilliant as she is, and I always turn people over to her who come to me with cancer. because I think she's great with that, and I'd rather
Yeah.
that she can check all the bloods. But if it's not a life-threatening issue, really all she's going to tell you, for $2,000 or something, is to do really strict PKD. She doesn't
And
do
that's what I am
anything
doing.
else. Yeah, exactly. So she doesn't do anything else except track the bloods. And I don't want responsibility for somebody who says, I've got a glioblastoma and I've got 3 months to live. I just go, Sophia, help. You know. But the other kind of things are pretty easy. You've just got to be patient. But I think you've got some great results. I mean, if you're
Oh,
feeling,
it's amazing.
yeah, I
It's
mean, I,
amazing.
I think probably the next thing to maybe consider, although it's kind of controversial, is mega doses of iodine. Because
Okay.
I think there are some times when the thyroid is full of toxins, whether it's oxalates or halides or something, then you introduce some iodine, it can't pick it up and it gets almost annoyed and it starts shouting back at you. If you give it a
Yeah.
little bit, it's like the analogy of taking a little bit of a squirty bottle and try to clean a muddy car. You need a fire hose, to get
Yeah.
that mud off. And our friend Carno Pine, who used to run the Help with Iodine Facebook group, so helpful, so brilliant. And he'd just say, look, don't muck about. Start off with 180 milligrams twice a day. Now, I'm not into supplements, but iodine I'll make an exception for because most of us are deficient in it, particularly people with thyroid, breast cancer, like, prostate issues or cancer or something like that. And that the real mega doses are almost like putting a fire hose on the car. Then things happen. Because a lot of people say, oh, I went keto and I took some iodine and it blew up my thyroid and I felt so ill. And I'm like, no, there's more layers to it than that. Because what you don't need, iodine is not poisonous. What you don't need is peed out by the body. You can see it in the old Merck manuals when your endocrinologist will tell you that if you take iodine, you're risking having a thyroid storm.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, but you look in the old manuals before they had their medicines that the pharma companies want to push, and the cure for a thyroid storm was large amounts of iodine.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. I have read that. Yeah.
yeah, like
That's true.
what are they saying? It's ridiculous. So,
Yeah.
with my missus, it took us pretty much a year to get rid of that brainwashing. And then we did the mega dosing. I mean, she took so much iodine at one time. She took it on an empty stomach and was rolling around in agony because she just had so much stomach pain. She was trying to get out to work and took this iodine in these capsules. She put it in these capsules,
Oh,
swallowed a load, and was rolling around the floor. I'm like, honestly, it's ridiculous. So she's terrible like that, my missus. Because with women, there is also this is a daft story. I'll probably get in trouble for telling this one, but there was with women for certain issues, it only really kicks in if you if you apply the iodine vaginally. Right? So there's a protocol for doing this, and my missus
okay.
ignored it and put neat iodine onto a sponge and put it in there. And she was walking around like John Wayne for a week or so. She was in real agony. Like, please, anybody listening to this, women, if you want to do some, I've got actually the protocol for it. But please, you get these silk sponges, you put it in, you dilute it, ladies. Please dilute it. Otherwise, you'll be in terrible trouble.
I
And yeah,
imagine.
she's like that, like she drank a whole pint of Borax and stuff. She's like that. But you see, the thing is, it just shows how safe these protocols are. You know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah. Yeah.
you overdose on some medication and you're in real trouble and you're dead. But you mess about with the things that we talk about, and it's just kind of funny. But yeah, I think it might be worth considering. We'll see how it goes for a while because I've got Sophia on my shoulder going, you don't need iodine. She's absolutely right. In the long run, everything balances out if you're on your ancestral diet, but there are ways of speeding it up.
Yeah. How many
And
months
and,
do
and
we need?
those mega doses of iodine can be actually really miraculous. Yeah. And the
Yeah.
symptoms are not really bad. You're not going to get a thyroid storm. That's bullshit. So the worst thing is you'll get sort of weird symptoms and rashes and stuff. But if you go a little too far with the iodine, all you need is actually some salt shots. I've seen people get reactions to iodine where they get, particularly women, they tend to get a rash across here, across the chest, across the breasts. They'll get a rash and something. I've seen it disappear within 20 minutes of taking a really powerful salt shot. So if you get the symptoms, you can kind of knock it off with the salt. But all you're doing is messing about with the nutrient, right? It's a
Yeah.
nutrient. It's an
Mhm.
electrolyte as well, isn't it? Iodine. It's one of the lesser known electrolytes, but totally safe, and we're brainwashed into thinking it isn't. But yeah, small doses can aggravate it.
I think that the path that I will try to follow now is first trying to see if reducing the medication is a good thing because it's from the beginning is what I have tried to do so much because I know that the methimazole in the long run can damage the liver and just damage the liver cells. So and it's not reparable. So even if the liver can repair so much, uh, but I think that from the beginning it has been my objective since one year and a half ago. Um, but what you are saying, yeah, makes sense to me because if now I am in hypo and oh, I have all the symptoms and I need iodine and I give the iodine that the body is needing, and it can be used for all the processing that we know that the iodine can do. That is also helping with the chlorines, the fluorides, the bromides, and all the stuff that are just attached to the thyroid and also to the other parts of the body. It makes sense to me. So I think that even if I can just should reduce entirely the medication, I think that I can try also the iodine. Uh, yeah, but what I am introducing now is again the borax because I have read so remarkable things about the borax. It's impressive. Yeah, and all
Yeah,
the
it's cool,
things
isn't it?
are
It's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And it's been deficient in our food the whole time.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and it's impressive because I studied the sun, so yeah, as my job, and one of the remarkable things that I have read this week is that the boron is only 0.00005% of the entire Earth. It's really difficult to get it. So
Yeah.
the borax is yeah, we need too few of it, but at the end, yeah, we don't have it anything on the ground. Uh, yeah. Thank you, Phil. Yeah.
No, no,
This,
you're welcome. I mean, it's just my thoughts, really. But also with the iodine, have you ever tried the skin test where you paint it on?
no, not really. What do I have to do?
Just put it on your wrist or something, and
Okay.
see how long it takes before it disappears. Because
Okay.
if it disappears quite quickly, and I'm not sure of the timing, but that shows that your body is deficient in it. And
Oh, that's a good one.
then if you paint it on, you do a iodine protocol or something and paint it on, and you can still see the iodine the next day, then your body is not so desperate to get hold of it because it actually
Oh,
sucks it in really quick if it's deficient. That's the only test that I know. Some people say it doesn't work, some people say it does, but it is. It's like I put it on one of my kids once and it was still there the next day. It was hardly changed. And I put it on mine at the same time and it was gone within the hour. And you're like, okay, right. If it was just a dye or something, that wouldn't happen. So then I did an iodine protocol and then I painted it on after a month or two and it stayed for longer. And so the body's not so desperate for it. It's a
oh,
cool test.
oh, it's a really good one. I will try
Yeah.
it. I will try
Yeah,
it
give it a
definitely.
go.
Yeah, 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 I will do it. I will do it.
Just
So I have,
don't do it on your forehead or anything. Just do it on your wrist or something like that. It's
that's
fun.
good.
It's a good test.
I have two questions. So one question, something that I have always enjoyed is taking soups. So I know that now I can take soups, for instance, with bone broth or with any other tendons or neck. Uh, but what I have been doing the last 2 weeks is taking hot water, just distilled hot water and just that. What are your thoughts on hot water? Is it bad? Is it good? Is whatever you prefer?
I think it's whatever you prefer. I mean, if you're
Okay.
distilling it, make sure you put a bit of salt in to
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
remineralize it. Yeah, but I come from the whole sort of Indian and transcendental meditation thing, and they all drink hot water, and I hated it. Think, why do you drink hot water? It's like some Ayurvedic thing that you should always drink warm water and you shouldn't drink cold water. But come on, our ancestors, they were healthy. They found a spring, they drank from it. It was probably freezing cold most of the time. It's fine. If you like hot water, absolutely fine. I don't think there's any problem with that.
Perfect.
But more important the type of water than the temperature, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah,
yeah,
the problem is that here the tap water is not is bad. It's really bad. So yeah,
yeah.
usually I just put it on through a filter, not osmosis, but yeah, just a filter with gravity, and then just do it with a distiller and just that, and put it some salt at the end.
Oh,
So is what I
yeah,
do
perfect.
nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh, so one question that because the last 2 years. With my wife, we have been taking a lot the sun. So usually like 16 minutes every day, but just directly to the skin without any clothes. So what are your thoughts on the sun? Because I know that you have said before that we need to go outside just to get the first impression on the morning and maybe just to the circadian rhythm. But what else? If we are eating enough liver, because my one of my understanding is that one of the best things about the sun is the vitamin D process. But what else? Something that I have feel with the sun is that you can see a lot better after you receive sun on your eyes. That's one of the things remarkable. I cannot see so good if I don't receive enough sun because, for instance, in winter is really difficult. But yeah, what are the thoughts on that side? Do we really need so much sun?
Well, obviously, Joseph, I think the sun is evil. I think it causes horrendous skin cancer, and we should slather ourselves in as much sunscreen as possible. All right, get as much as you can. Get out there, and the only guidelines with sun is just don't really burn, and if you've had enough, just go inside or put a shirt and a hat on or something. Never any sunscreen, and it's weird for me because I've got this terrible English skin. I've also really blown up my melanin production with years of wearing sunglasses and contact lenses up till about 2006, and eating crap plant foods. So I couldn't take any sun. Whereas when I was a kid, I'd spend the whole day out in the sun in Aqaba in Jordan by the Red Sea and not even burn. I'd kind of go black. But now I've probably permanently destroyed a lot of my melanin. So I
Wow.
never go as brown as I did ever. Much better than when I was inflamed and veggie, but nowhere near where I used to be. And that's difficult if we go abroad. Like with my missus, you can imagine she's from Tanzania. She can stay out all day in any sun whatsoever. And I'm like 20 minutes in the sun. All right, see you later. You know, I'm going to the bar and getting mashed. I can't stay out in the sun anywhere near as long as her. But just to your own tolerance, because the advantage, I guess, up here for me, like Jack Cruz is always saying to me, have you still got that black missus of yours up north? She's a cactus in the tundra, he says. She doesn't have enough sun at all. Because even on a really sunny English day, she probably can't get enough sun. She's working all the time and everything. And she said, Jack said she's going to get sick eventually. And she did. She got Graves like you.
Yeah.
But, she can stay out there all day and doesn't get enough sun. I can be out there 20 minutes. I've had enough. So your haplotype kind of is programmed for your surroundings, but it's always best to be further south than you should be, to get enough sun. I'm totally with Jack on that with the sun. It controls everything. Is it a flaming ball 93 million miles away? or is it a projection on the firmament? Who knows? What the hell is the sun? But it definitely controls everything. You know, it controls all the seasons, it controls night and day, it controls everything. And so, yeah, it's massively important. But you know,
Okay.
Jack Cruz puts it up with everything. But now I tend to look at Jack these days and go, come on, man, you need to go carnivore. You've got a massive, great belly. So, you know, he eats a load of crap and he drinks, you know, a couple of bottles at least of red wine a night. And come on, Jack, you know, go carnivore. It's not all about the sun. But
No,
yeah,
definitely.
get as much as you can, man. You know, just
Okay. Okay.
don't burn and blister or anything. That's all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's
Definitely.
still not going to give you cancer. It's
Sure.
nonsense, isn't it? There's even evidence that people with melanomas, they got much better prognosis if they get more sun. And we're told, you know, oh, you're going to get skin cancer and all of that. But what people don't figure is that most people who get these melanomas, they get them in places that haven't even been exposed to the sun at all. So it's
Yeah, I
just
have read that.
yeah,
Yeah.
proper nonsense, proper
Yeah.
nonsense. So yeah, get a load of sun. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, something that has been difficult the last couple of weeks. Okay, no, it's a change of mind, because the last 2 years I was following like a keto diet, if you wanted to call it, and yeah, everyone was saying like you have to drink like 6 liters of water every day. For instance, Chafee said that you need to drink a lot of water.
Chase
So
not said that, has he?
yeah, yeah,
Really?
he said that. He say like because he feel really good when he drinks too much water. For instance, if he is doing rugby. So when he used to be a rugby on the university, he said always this thing that he drinks a lot of water. So I'm not sure. What is happening right now to me is like I'm drinking only just 1 liter, no more, and I just feel that it's sufficient. Even some days I am just drinking like 5 milliliters of water, 500 milliliters of water, and just that, and I feel that it's sufficient. My pee is not too clear. It's not clear, but it's not dark. It's just more tending to dark than clear. So what are your thoughts on how much water? Because I know that, for instance, for Sophia, it's clear. Sophia said 1 liter to 2 liters just when you are thirsty and just that. The problem is that feeling the thirsty sentiment is really difficult. It's not like it's when to do it. And yeah, to me, it's not so easy.
No, it's just according to thirst. But then again, if you're having high fat diet, that creates deuterium depleted water within the cells and hydrates you. So you won't need to drink so much. Put that down, Joseph, immediately. No, I mean, if honestly, if Anthony said that, like you have to drink like 6 liters of water, I tell you, I'm messaging him after this saying never contact me again. I'm not having anything to do with Anthony Chaffee. He's obviously really evil and trying to keep us all sick. No,
No, but
I've never heard him
it
say
was
that.
really difficult because one month and a half ago, it happens to me, and I drink too much water that I was depleting everything, all the vitamins and everything. So
It does, yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it will do. Especially distilled.
yeah,
You know, because that time when I was told, well, I got stuck in this website called Aquarius the Water Bear or something. This must have been like 2012. And he said, drink loads of distilled water and this is perfect. And you need to drink a gallon a day. And I did. And I stripped all the zinc out of my body and lost my sense of taste
wow,
completely for like 3 months until I built it up again and figured out what was going on. But I was forcing this water down. It was absolutely bollocks. It really was. So yeah, it's no, just drink according to thirst. And if you're eating
okay.
high fat, that's fantastic. And Andrea says Andrea's got a tinfoil hat on, and I'm going to put mine on as well because I agree with her. That's why they are spraying the skies to make us sick from lack of sun, then make money selling us medicines, making us even sicker. Andrea, I'm right with you there. You know, it's crazy, isn't it? See what Bill Gates is doing. What a lunatic that bloke is. So. Rob, I am trying to dial in hydration as well on this diet. Joseph, I heard Chafee the other day say drink a lot more than I expected as well. I don't remember how much he said, but it was more than I thought. And he said no need for salt, I thought, which was odd. Well, there we go. I'm not sure Anthony's got it right about this hydration thing because I've got a friend who drinks nothing but salt water and says that Anthony's knee could be healed up if he got hydrated. And hydration has got nothing to do with water, it's to do with electrolytes. So, um, yeah, figuring when to drink is tough, as I don't think we're supposed to drink like an hour before or after meals. I think you're right there as well, Rob. I think um, I find that if I eat sort of a really salty meal or something, and then I'll get thirsty about an hour after and I'll drink a load if it's fizzy water. Fizzy water's addictive. So, you know, that carbonated stuff, we get the bottled spring water, still and fizzy, because I like the fizzy stuff, although I'm trying to wean myself off it. And the missus does, and one of my kids, and the other one won't drink the fizzy stuff. And she drinks way less than we do. And I drink way less if I have still water. So I think the carbonated water is also a bit addictive. That makes us drink more than we should do. But yeah, Rob, where did you see this? And where did you see this with Anthony talking about that?
It was a YouTube short, I think, on hydration. I was perusing YouTube. This was I've been driving a lot this past week, and so I was just clicking. I've been trying to figure out my hydration, and I saw that Chafee had a video, and I'll try to find it for you. But yeah, I was under the impression you want salt and you don't want to overdo it, the overdo water because your body's, you know, balancing more when you're on this diet. And then when I must have seen the same video Joseph did, because I mean, I nearly crashed my car whenever he said it. I was like, wait a minute, like I've never heard anyone say that, and he was like, you need to drink a lot of water when you're on this diet because blah, blah. And he was like, and you don't need salt. You probably just need normal water. And I thought this must be an old video because I don't feel like that tracked with, other things I've heard him say, but he is an athlete, right? And I think that like for me, I mean, I'm not nearly the athlete that he is, but I did play at a fairly high level of football, according to the Brits. Um, I was drinking 320 milliliters a day, something like that, or ounces a day, 300 ounces a day. I was just guzzling water and very difficult to drink enough whenever you're playing, whenever you're training at a high level. And I don't wonder if that's maybe something that biases Chafee's perspective a little bit as just how active he is. I mean, he is a Superman, and he's still.
He's actually not that active at the moment because every time he runs, his knee swells up because his knee's trashed, and he's so busy that he really doesn't train that much. But taking it back to the time when he was, absolutely, he was a Superman. I think he's amazing, but um, maybe it's the fact that he doesn't salt his meat at all. So now I know that he doesn't put any salt on anything. Maybe he needs a little bit more salt. I don't know. I can't really say, but the guy's so healthy anyway, and he's never had a really serious health issue. So it's it, it's not really relevant to somebody who has had a great a serious health issue and maybe has had to take a load more salt in the water to hydrate. So there is a whole side of people that keep messaging me and going, Anthony's still got problems with his knee because he's not hydrated properly. So maybe his body's calling out for it. I mean, my experience is if I um, if I eat a really big salty meal, I will be very thirsty an hour or two afterwards and drink quite a lot. Or if I drink alcohol, then I'll be really thirsty because alcohol dehydrates you. But if I take, say, a teaspoonful of salt and put it in a little bit of water and swill it down and then take a little bit more water, like a couple of gulps, I would find that would hydrate me better than drinking a whole load of water. Joseph, you got to go, right? See you soon. Yeah, I think that would hydrate me more. So if I do a salt shot, excuse me, in some water, then a little bit more water, I will feel that the thirst is gone. Whereas I could have drunk probably a liter, like glugging it down, because I really enjoy it, that fizzy water, when you're feeling thirsty. I think that drinking when you're really thirsty is probably even more enjoyable than eating when you're really hungry, you know? So yeah, I don't know about the hydration thing. Just go with your thirst. And if you get any sort of cramps or palpitations, put some salt in the water. Because it's true, we didn't put salt on food for probably millennia, did we? But then it became really popular, and that's where the word salary comes from, doesn't it? Because they used to pay people in salt because it was so valuable. But I think now, when we're transitioning from an ordinary diet, well, a non-ordinary Western diet, to some high-fat carnivore diet, then we're going to need some more salt in the short term. And I've heard Anthony say that too. But if he's incredibly healthy and he's been carnivore for a long time and he's not having salt on anything, maybe he needs to drink more. I don't know. But I would just say go with your thirst. Everybody, really. It's that simple. And if you have anything like sort of palpitations or cramps or anything like that or headaches, just try a salt shot in a little bit of water. I find that works better than people who put, oh, I put a little pinch in each bit that I drink. No, just put a teaspoonful in and that much water in a glass, and it's horrible, but honestly, it calms things down. A couple of days ago, I don't know what happened to me. I had haven't had them for years, but I started to get some really weird palpitations, and it was just like the heart was misfiring every few beats. And the last time I had that was like 2010 or so, and I got hospitalized with it before I realized what it was. It's just electrolytes. I don't know why I got low in electrolytes, but I took one of those salt shots about every 20 minutes, 3 times, I think, and then it just went sorted. So listen to your muscle cramps, palpitations, and thirst, and then react accordingly, I'd say, for that. But anyway, listen, Ed, unless anybody's got a real urgent question, I've got to go pick up my son from Taekwondo. And Rob, we're chatting tomorrow in serious detail. Looking forward to that. Amazing stuff you sent me. I'm just gagging to get into that. But
I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, me too, man. And absolutely, love goes out to you. My condolences about your mum.
Yeah, yeah. She fought a battle for several years, and I it's weird. I miss her, and I'm sad she's gone, but I'm happy for her, if that makes sense. You know, I'm a follower of Jesus, so my understanding is that she is at peace, and she is in the presence of Jesus, and that's much better than what she was going through. And so it's not goodbye forever, but see you later, you know. And so
Yeah, yeah,
we'll bury her this week, and I've been just hanging out with my dad a lot, and he's doing okay, but he's, you know, they were married for 42 years, so he's learning what life looks like. But no, I appreciate your love and your condolences. It means a lot. A lot of people have been reaching out, so we're well taken care of. But
good, man. Good, good.
you know,
Yeah, I remember it well with both my parents. It's a very strange time. So yeah. But anyway, let's chat tomorrow. Now, Laurie, you've turned up late, so you're going into detention. You see me after class for a spanking, and and you're going into detention. So I've absolutely got to leg it now. So I expect you had a list of questions, right? But you're an hour late. What the hell's the matter with you?
I guess I forgot to set my alarm. I had a meeting this morning, and then well, I'll take a nap, so I'm ready for this one. And then I set my alarm, so I slept. Oh crap! I'm an hour late anyway. But yeah, I do have like a couple little questions. So what?
All right, listen, Laurie. I've got about 5 minutes. I can push it. Ask them quick, and I'll do my best since you turned up.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay, so I have this little knot, like I have two elbows, and this second knot really bothers me. I guess it's called a rheumatoid knot. Is that right? So what can I do to get that thing to go away?
Smash it with a hammer. Just
Okay,
beat it down. No, these
yeah.
things, these things die down when everything else dies down. Some people get those nodules, some people don't. Don't worry about it. It's all part of the whole overall symptom. Don't be worried about individual symptoms. Um, it depends. It depends really, how long they've been there, how long they take to disappear. But just stay strict. If you've been eating any plant food, then that's going to be a double spanking and a double detention. So you've got to be really strict, and these things will die down in time. But when they're actually lumps and that kind of thing, um, it takes a while for that kind of thing. But it's still soft tissue. It's not bone, so it does go. Don't
Okay,
worry.
okay. Then I do have another one. So I just went to the dermatologist and had the last of my wisdom spots. They used to be called age spots or liver spots. Now they're called wisdom spots. So, which sounds more nice. But why do we get those? Yeah. She said it's just genetics. No, oh, genetic.
They always say that.
Yeah.
It's just genetics, and then even that's been called into question whether there is such a thing as genetics and DNA, or it's just viral. And do viruses even exist? So they love to say that kind of thing, so they sound smart. Well, I'm really happy to say I absolutely don't know. And when you look into it, I don't even know what causes these liver spots and stuff. Apparently, it's not even connected with the liver. I don't know, honestly. Um, yeah, no idea at all. But generally, well, the one thing I would say is that symptoms in the skin are very seldom anything wrong with the skin. They are quite often a liver issue. But I'm not sure whether those sort of brown permanent spots are. But other eruptions in the skin are because the skin is another organ of detox, because you've got the liver, then the lungs, then the skin. And if the liver's compromised, then the lungs and the skin kick in, trying to get rid of these toxins, and you'll see things in there. So, you know, um, I would say if it is a liver issue, then the best thing is to go fully carnivore, high fat, and be patient. Or if you want to, do a few liver flushes to speed the process up. Um, and I can feel myself getting a spanking from Sean Baker and Sophia Clements there for even suggesting liver flushing. But hey, they've never tried it. They don't know, but I've seen it so many times that it can clear up skin. But I don't know what causes it. I have no idea. I don't suppose your dermatologist do either. Um, Andrea, go to my Substack, and Andrea's saying here, what liver flushes can you suggest? Go to my Substack and put in just a search for liver flushing. And there's a protocol for carnivore version of liver flushing there. And it's really, really, really effective. I've done over 60 of those now. And not recently. I don't feel I need it now. I'm carnivore, but over the years, I've done like 60 odd, and they can be spectacularly good. You also have one of my favorite words, the spectacular Armageddon, the day after. So don't plan on going anywhere. Extraordinary things will come out of your bottom, but better out than in. And if you can clear those bile ducts in the liver and get the liver working perfectly again, it can really help with skin issues and all sorts, especially digestion of fats. Some people have trouble digesting fats at the beginning of carnivore, so liver flushing can often really kick that into working properly again, because the bile then flows, because it also flushes out the gallbladder. Um, anyway, guys, I've got to leg it. And when I come back, honestly, the first thing I'm going to do, Lisa, I'm going to put on Two Step by Dave Matthews. That big long live version with that beautiful solo in the middle from Carter Beauford. Oh, you've inspired me. All right, guys, I've got to leg it. See you later. I'll put the recording up soon. See you next week.
Thank you, Phil. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
So welcome. See you tomorrow, Rob.
See you tomorrow. Thanks, Phil.
All right, man.